Going to be looking for a new idea, a new fragrance that women are waiting for and that they don't know they're waiting for it. It is true that fashion changes. There are different styles and tastes, and with the society, our desire, our taste changes as well. And so our job is, in fact, to try and look into the future. At the moment, we're thinking about our next fragrance. We know the fragrances we have already, and we know what is happening in society and the way fragrances are going. So there we are looking for new, perhaps some new materials. We're looking at ingredients that are becoming more popular and others that are becoming less popular. And slowly we are making a picture of our new idea. Obviously we can't think about one individual. We have to think about people in general, women in general. And we're also an international company. So yes, we're looking about what women in fact need, what their aspirations, because in the 80s, for example, fragrances were a statement, and when you walked into a room, you wanted everybody to smell you. And I would say in the 90s, women were wanting fragrances that were their own environment, for their own pleasure. And we have to come to a careful balance of a fragrance that gives you pleasure, but at the same time pleases other people around you. Well, first of all, at Chanel, our work selecting ingredients starts very early. We work with farmers on new harvests. We have many natural ingredients in our fragrances that are very old, very traditional, that have been used for thousands of years. But in our work, we spend time looking for new technologies, new ways of extracting old ingredients. And there are many examples at Chanel. Our patchouli, our vetiver, our ylang, our bergamot, all these ingredients are extracted using completely new techniques today. Considering which ingredient do we choose for a new perfume, that's a very difficult choice, and every time we work on a new fragrance that changes. Spicy notes, for example, in the past were very warm, very oriental. Today, spicy notes are much fresher. They are fresh pink pepper, they can be a little bit of cardamom, and much less cinnamon and much less clove, for example. I'm sure being born in India has influenced my taste. However, I must say that every house has its own style, and my taste is my concern, but Chanel is a house that has a very feminine and a very modern image. So I must use all my experience to work with Jacques Polge to create fragrances that are modern and young and probably have very little to do with India. We work together, and yes, we disagree. Jacques Polge disagrees a lot with me. But there is no competition. Jacques Polge is currently the third generation of perfumers at Chanel. I think it's an important thing to remember that Chanel is a fashion house, but we're the only fashion house that has always had its own perfumer and laboratory. So Jacques Polge is the third generation, and I work with him on all the formulae. There is never his formula and my formula, so there is no competition. As Jacques Polge says, two noses are better than one. And the importance of that is that each one of us, there are certain ingredients that we can smell easily, and some people can even not smell some ingredients. So when you have two people, you have a better view of the fragrance. The tastes between countries can vary a lot, and the difference between Russia and Europe and Japan is enormous. I love the Russian market because women love perfume. And I don't know if it is because that before the revolution perfume was very important, and then it was very difficult to find. And now in modern Russia there is an explosion of this desire to have the best and the most beautiful fragrance. So here in Russia women love fragrance, they love strong perfume with character. The Japanese, on the other hand, don't like perfume. They say that when they're clean, they don't smell. And the only smells that are allowed are on the hair for shampoo, maybe skincare. I can say that the market has developed. It is more important than it was, but it's a very small market in fragrance. Chance is our fragrance, if you like, our youngest fragrance for women. And it has been a great success, particularly in Russia. And we then developed Chance Eau Fresh, which was a dynamic, much more lively fragrance with the green color and more pétillant with fresh spices in the top note and very fresh and slightly woody. With Chance Eau Tendre, we wanted to complete the collection by offering something which was very feminine. So the first one was quite elegant, really, for a young fragrance. The second one, much fresher and dynamic. And this third one, feminine and tender. So it's a pink color. And we decided to go for a very floral, pink florals, musk, a little bit of fruits. So we've got some lychee fruit in the top note, for example. But when you smell it first, you can think, well, that's a commercial fragrance. It smells like many other fragrances. But in fact, it doesn't. And if you put it on the skin, you will notice just how much character it has. And every time you meet somebody wearing Chance Eau Tendre, you will recognize it as being that fragrance. So Chanel have in fact developed this new idea, which is an espace parfum, a place where you can go, you can select your fragrance traditionally, but you can also be guided by a guide who has been specially trained, in fact, with the perfume laboratory in Paris to communicate on behalf of the perfumery laboratory, to be able to guide clients on a sort of a journey, an exchange of memories, of ideas, to find just the right fragrance for her. And we do this using some ceramic sticks. And the advantage of having the perfumes on the different ceramic sticks is that you can smell 20 different perfumes without tiring your nose. And because you don't spray the perfumes, the air is clean. The problem normally when you want to choose a perfume is that after you spray 2 perfumes, the air is full and your nose is saturated and you can't smell anymore. So never choose quickly. Try to smell as many different ideas and then put 2 on and go away and come back the next day or in a week. I must say the happiest part is probably with Jacques Polge, when we are near the end of a project and we start to show the fragrance to other people and they say it's fantastic. That's obviously a satisfaction.